Every time I stream, no matter what I'm playing or who I'm playing with, there's always one kid that comes into chat and says,
"Do we play snipers on Clash Royale?"
and I have to resist the urge to reach through the monitor and slap this degenerate in the face.
Your heart is broken! You're gonna...
I'm convinced none of you know what a good map is. So today I'm going to go through the top 5 custom maps in Krunker. If you don't agree with my top 5, I urge you to shut the Okay, coming in at number 5 is the map Terminal Beta. This map is created by Fluked, and it's been in the game for quite some time now, actually. It's a recreation of the Terminal map from the COD Modern Warfare series. It can be played on any number of modes. My personal favorite is either Infect or Gun Game. Now, this map still gets plenty of regular play sessions by not only my stream, but many other streamers and just custom lobbies in general. It's got a number of outdoor and indoor areas. It's got shops inside. It's got vending machines. It's got little hidden crevices to hide under platforms. It's got hidden rooms where you've got to jump through paintings and billboards and stuff like that. It's even got a giant plane in it where you can hide in or jump on top and sort of cheat the mode if you play Infect. Don't do that on my stream though. It's really annoying when people do that. This map is an awesome map. It's a staple of any good customs session, really. Coming in at number 4 is Apex Legends. This is a pretty new map. It's only been out for I think about a month now. But it is really fun to play. It's meant to be played as a battle royale, although you can play the stalker mode on it, but not a big fan of that. I prefer either playing TDM or FFA with only one life turned on. Now this map it tries to stay true to Apex with the limitations that Krunker sets. You've still got your balloons that launch you up into the air with the red balloons up the top. They're really fun. If you slide into them, you go absolutely flying. You can cover a good quarter of the map. It's also got those little crate barrels where you can pick up your guns from that are littered around the map, and there's plenty of little settlements for you to fight in. There's also mountains scattered around that you can sort of have your little sniper battles on. They're really fun to just kind of camp for a bit. I know people don't like camping, but they're pretty fun to just camp on. Now, what they've done is added little hills, so it's not incredibly easy to just slide hop around the entire map. So you can't just zoom from one end to the other. Not to mention, if you do go into an open area, there are a number of snipers littered around the map that people can pick up, and you'll get taken out pretty easy. I found the semi-auto to be the most effective gun for this map, but that could just be me. Now, I struggled with this map because I wanted to put it in at number 1, but a couple other maps beat it out. But coming in at number 3 is the PUBG 2 map. If you haven't played this map, this was actually my first introduction to the Battle Royale sort of mode in Krunker. It's an unofficial mode, but people have made it work, and it works extremely well. Unless you're hosting a Battle Royale tourney that 90 people are watching and Hey I'm B is there, and then the servers kind of themselves. Now this map has multiple fighting planes, so you can fight on street level where you're zipping around cars and buildings and ducking in and out of houses. You can fight climbing up a tower or a lighthouse that is littered around the map as well. There's also rooftops you can get on top of, or you can fight at the very top, on top of the mountains, on top of the tower in the center, or on top of the lighthouse. A lot of people tend to gravitate to that tower in the center of the map. We call it Trump Tower on my stream. It appears to be the best place with the most visibility of the map, and it also has the added benefit of having plenty of weapon spawns there. You've got your pick from RPGs to LMGs to the sniper. It's a really good place to hold your ground whilst that zone circles in on you. Speaking of weapons, there are weapons littered in pretty much every house in the map. They're also hidden within some cardboard boxes that are also hidden around the map. But if you want to make it really easy on yourself, you could just go straight to the factory that is right next to the Trump Tower, and within those cages inside is actually every single weapon you could need. Now there's 2 levels to this factory, so make sure to check them both out to find the perfect weapon for you, and don't forget to pick up a sidearm, because that can really be the difference between you dying instantly, since you only have 1 life on this map. Coming in at number 2 is Sniper vs Runner. A lot of people haven't played this, which is surprising to me because it's within the top 20. It's on the first page of the popular custom map page. Essentially, you are split up into 2 teams. You've got the runners whose only objective is to start from the bottom of their section and make it up level by level until they get to the teleporter on the top, which takes them over to the sniper side. They press a button and the platform underneath the snipers goes, they all die, and the runners win. And in the reverse, the sniper's only goal is to pick up the crossbow and manage to land a hit on the runners. If all the runners are killed, snipers win. It's a very, very simple game mode, but it is extremely fun, and they've consistently updated and built up on this map. So there are so many obstacles now for the runners to overcome. There's even a little track that you can take on level 1 where you can just run straight out, jump into a teleport, and that'll take you to the top of the runner section to make it a little bit easier. But there's obviously a risk versus reward dilemma there where you're not on cover anymore and it's very easy to be taken out. I've been playing this map since before I was a verified Krunker streamer, but it is still to this day one of my favorite maps. It's just really quick, it's really fun, it's easy to get into, and it's easy to understand, and there's some hidden strategies around it that can make it really intriguing for new people to play. Now, before we get to number 1, I just wanted to mention some other maps that didn't quite make the list, but I would feel wrong not telling you guys about, because these are maps I can see a lot of work has gone into, and these maps I still play a lot on my stream, but they definitely deserve some mentions. Infiltration is one of these maps. It is a recent map, it's still fairly new. Our good friend Boomer has actually had some input on this map, and potentially there are rumors it might become a public map eventually, meaning it'll go into the rotations for the public lobbies. This map is awesome. I've been using it in my 1v1 10,000 KR tourneys I do every week on Thursdays, and people seem to really like it. It's got plenty of lanes for you to hide in or you know, slide hop around in. There's cars, there's boxes, there's walls to jump over. There's plenty of obstacles that make it a very intriguing map and makes you have to focus on what you're doing when you're going around the map. There's platforms, there's shotgun areas to jump up to. This map is also extremely detailed. There is just something everywhere. It's probably the most detailed map I've seen, and it's slightly larger than your average pub map, so it does feel really good when you get 16 people in a server to play. I can't wait to see this map join the public rotation. Another map I wanted to make a mention to is the B-Hop Glass City map. This map takes inspiration directly from Mirror's Edge, showing off the little red areas that you need to sort of jump onto, stuff like that. It's a parkour map, so you essentially just have to make it from point A to point B without dying too many times. There are checkpoints along the way, which is very helpful, but this map starts off extremely easy with its parkour and gets progressively harder, but it doesn't feel unfair, and it's very true to the source material with Mirror's Edge. You can actually pick out a few areas, if you've played the first game, that you might recognize from it. It's really fun. There's a few little Easter eggs as well hidden in the map. You sometimes need to go into spectate mode to see them, but it's a really, really interesting map, and I've had a ton of fun playing it recently. Another one is one you should all know pretty well by now, The Last Defense. It's sort of the staple now, I think, for Infect games. It can be a bit basic, but I personally really enjoy it. It's straightforward. You go from point A to point B. There are teleporters involved. There's helicopters involved. There are multiple areas to traverse through. There's trains. There's this little cowboy town. But when you first start, the only negative part is sometimes it apportions an unfair amount of humans to zombies, and you have difficulty leaving that first area. But if you can get around that, it's a really, really fun map. And the last honorable mention is Race Airship Pinball, which is actually part of a larger series. There are a bunch of Mario race maps, essentially, and they're so highly detailed. It's incredible, and it almost looks like he's brought in custom assets to get it to look very, very close to the original maps themselves. These races are fun. A lot of them have little boost pads that are actually in theme with the Mario stuff as well. Slide hopping on those maps feels good. There's penalties for trying to cheat and cut corners and stuff like that. If you play them, you'll see Wario and Waluigi make appearances. You can play classic maps like Rainbow Road, for instance. So it's a really, really good series of maps, but my favorite out of the lot of them is Race Airship Pinball. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the second part of this map to actually show up when I was using the spectate mode, but there is an entire second part that is super, super detailed. It looks like a casino, and it plays awesome. So definitely check that one out. And now for the number 1 map, the map that to me has not only kept me coming back time and time again, but hasn't lost its shine, after being out for a number of months now, actually, is Firefly Royale. Now, you might know Firefly. He's got a number of other maps. One of his other biggest maps is the Firefly Parkour map, which is getting constantly updated. I've seen it played on pretty much every stream as well, but not everyone has completed it. But I have. And I suck at parkour, and I did it. I did it. Can I get a medal or something, please? Now, this map is awesome. I'm personally not a fan of Farlight. You can tell he's taken a lot of inspiration from it. You start off on the bus, you're all there. It's really cool to be in such a close proximity with everyone, but obviously no one can knife each other. He's taken precaution to make sure you're not right next to each other. As someone knifes the bottom, you all drop and you scramble for weapons. Weapons are hidden in chests around the map. They can be indoors, outdoors, on top of lighthouses, inside trucks. There are plenty of different terrains to fight on as well. You can go to a large ship that's been docked, which has an indoor and an outdoor area. Not to mention, it's also got little shipping containers as well that you can hide in. From there are 2 houses you can go to. Then you can go over to a supermarket where you can pick up an AK and a deagle. You can go to the lighthouse, or you can go to the children's playground. It's a little bit weird fighting people in a children's playground, but we'll ignore that. There's even a river you can go to, and then of course there's some mountains dotting the outskirts of the map, and a little treehouse as well that you can go to. So there are so many areas in this map that you can play in, and I've never had a person complain to me that this map is boring or isn't fun. It's always good. I've hosted a few tourneys on it as well. It's always challenging, and it just feels fresh coming back to it every couple weeks. I come back, I play it, and I always just have a blast playing that map. If you didn't agree with what I said and you're still watching the video, even after I told you to shut the f up, leave a comment below. Let me know what your top 5 maps are. But I swear, if you say Clash Royale... Okay, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bells, and come check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/hey_I'm_Z. God, I gotta get rid of those underscores. Alright, bye.